Oh yeah. I just gotta wait for my best friend to show up. And maybe other people too. Um. See. This is probably not going to be a very fun stream. Unless someone shows up, that is. Oh. Oh, I get it now. So I just write something here. Steps need to spend generating number of images. Wow. Really? Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, that's steps. That's weird. So I can generate at least 9 images. Hello there, my dear. Welcome to the chat. So, 5 images. Steps. I don't want it to be very long, so what about just 11 steps? All right. Prompt guide. What's that? Okay. All right then. If this is totally free, Harley, listen to me. I did not steal Joker from you. You liar! You stole my Mr. J from me. I know you did. By the way, best friend, wanna say hello to Lucky? Lucky is currently at the very top of the thing, so I have to get him out. Carefully get him out. Lucky! Hey, little Lucky. It is not my fault. Come on, Lucky. Come on. Oh, you're so tiny. You just born a few days ago? Well, hatched, technically. Here he is, or her. Now, Lucky is only a very tiny little baby. So I've got to be more careful. Him or her. I'll find out soon enough. But it won't be so easy to find out why Lucky is just a baby. Don't you jump, Lucky. I can't get a good look at those abdominal segments, so I can't tell you. What are you doing, Lucky? All right, Lucky. You want to go back in? It's hard to keep an eye on you because you're so small. You'd have to stay on my thumb. Okay, go back in. Be a good little mantis. I know what Lucky's gonna do. Don't you? No. No. It's like I'm talking to a puppy. As long as I can keep an eye on Lucky, you can hang on the bloody what do you call it? If you behave yourself and stay in there. Otherwise, you're just better off being on the leaves. You're not jokers. All right. I've got to keep an eye on Lucky. My mother will message me when her and my stepdad are on the way home. Okay. How about a photo of Joker from Batman? No. From DC Comics. Realistic. Hang on a minute. Steve Easy was the real couple. Joker was Harley's. No. You behaving yourself there, Lucky? How do I jump off this? How do I get off? Towards poor Batman. What's that? towards poor. I was watching Joker from Arkham Knight. Jeez, Joker, you're so cruel towards poor Batman. There's no such thing as a wedding or honeymoon for me and Mister Fungus Head. All right, we'll try something different. The Joker from DC Comics as a hyena, as a laughing hyena, as a laughing. The Joker DC Comics is laughing. Photo, realistic, HD. You better give me what I want. I swear to God. You behaving yourself, Lucky? Oh, that's a joke, right? Batman finally told a joke. Yeah, that's the Joker, but why is that one all blurred? What is that? Don't touch me, Joker. Keep your hands to yourself. I wonder who else is here. That's more like it. That's much better. That's pretty. That looks like a hyena, Joker. I don't know about that one. That one looks a little bit weird. As a white and green hyena. Not bad. Why should I keep my hands to myself? I can't keep my hands off my princess. Oops. Banned YouTube creators. Ooh. Not 10 of the worst YouTubers.
Marianne, tell me if this person sounds familiar. A busy woman balancing work, kids.
Really? Why is it blurred? What unwanted app? I don't know what this is. What is this app that's unwanted? Oh, Charlie Gabaldon! Hello, welcome to the chat. Why is that all blurred? Why can't I see that? Seriously? All right, now we'll try something different. Amen. 5 images instead. This is going to be good. Oh, how about some more steps? No? Okay then. Not bad. Not bad at all. I want the best of the best, so how about 48 steps instead? Ooh, how are you? Congratulations, okay, your first 1K. Kiss Harley, Mr. Quinn. Don't call me Mr. Quinn! Joker will make the worst ever husband, fiance, or boyfriend, fiance, or husband. I seriously do not know what her problem is. Sample. This is madness. How about a picture? A man with it. Does not take long at all for an image to show up, doesn't it? That's interesting. Lisa glares. My problem is, you know damn well, Mr. Quinn. Don't you call me that. I don't like it.
MadPad0890 was a user well known for being very open about his status as a weeaboo, regularly talking about.
I got a new prey pet mantis, Charlie Gabaldon. Lucky, but he's currently hiding at the top of this. I might show him to you if you want to see him. He's only a little baby mantis.
As Kotonoha expressing her love for him. It also got a little weirder than that, with him marking Kotonoha's birthday.
Okay, that's actually not bad. That one, yeah, that's not bad at all. That's like something that DALL-E 2 would create. But how do I go back? Wait.
Yay! I love you. And I hope you have a good birthday today.
You don't have a last name though, Joker, when you're married.
Now time for a delicious cake with my waifu.
What?
Yay! You jelly? And on a more gross level, writing fan fiction in which he engages in sexual acts with her. This is certainly odd behavior, but at the very least, his hobby wasn't hurting anyone. Unfortunately, Thaddeus had a much more disturbing and highly illegal hobby that would eventually come to light. From what I've been able to find, the first indication of what kind of man Thaddeus was came in a post he made complaining about Chris Hansen and his TV series, To Catch a Predator. In the post, he called Chris a cockblocker for tricking these men into believing that they were
Blue
meeting a minor,
background.
but in reality, they were there to be caught on camera. As you can see, he wasn't happy about Chris stopping these men from preying on minors. He made several other posts on his Facebook account, saying that CP isn't wrong because, quote, sometimes they want it,
Disturbing.
and various other disgusting statements. This caught
Those
one
are
of his
just
Facebook
dogs.
friends, and they reported Thaddeus to the police. It didn't take long for Thaddeus to be investigated by the FBI, at which point he claimed that the Facebook post that he'd been reported for were just jokes. The FBI did not believe him, and later found between 300 to 350 CB images and videos on his hard drive, leading to his arrest in March 2012. He was released after posting bail, with the condition that he must wear an ankle monitor and not use the internet until his bail was up. Only 3 days later, he posted this tweet: "I'm back, missing my waifu. Stupid feds didn't even find my backup hard drive." Needless to say, he was arrested again following this. And since
So I think that
he
surname
had
suits you,
the
Joker,
backup
Mr.
hard
Quinn,
drive,
as there was no other
chance of him
surname you
avoiding
have.
jail time. He entered into a plea bargain.
She has
where
no
he was
idea
served
how
5 to
wrong she
25 years
is.
in prison. He was sent to prison on July 18th, 2013, and was released exactly 5 years later on July 18th, 2018. It would seem he was prohibited from uploading to his YouTube channel for quite some time after his release, as he didn't begin uploading again until 2021. The only people really watching his videos appear to be trolls leaving comments calling him a legend. Obviously a joke, but Thaddeus seems to think they're being honest. I suppose one could say Thaddeus isn't really
Come
a danger to
on, I
anyone
thought
now,
you can do
as
a
his
little
activity
bit better
online
than
is
that.
almost certainly always being monitored by the authorities. But there's no denying that as a convicted sex offender, he's certainly a questionable YouTuber, and here's hoping he's never allowed near children ever again. Amos Yi Ping Sang is a former actor, blogger, and YouTuber from Singapore. At the age of only 13 years old, he won Best Actor and Best Film Award for a film he made called Chan.
So why did you ask us together here? Yeah, I was busy playing Halo Reach. What's up? Boys, we got something bad going on. Please elaborate further. Jen, my best friend, she has cancer. Cancer? Seriously? Cancer? Yes, it seems like she has eaten too much McDonald's, and every time she puts like 5 packets of salt onto her fries, and she always buys.
Then, what other username would they be?
It seems that now she has stomach cancer, and a huge stomach ulcer is invading her small intestine.
The attention he received from the film led to him being cast by Jack Neo in his film We Not Naughty, in which Amos played a character named Amos. Despite only having a minor role in the film, Jack Neo praised Amos as a natural comedian and even allowed him to write his own dialogue for the movie. In January 2012, Amos attracted his first controversy when he uploaded a video to YouTube mocking Chinese New Year, calling it a rip-off of the Western New Year.
Hello! In my country, Singapore, we celebrate Chinese New Year on February, which I don't get. We already have a New Year, so why do we have Chinese New Year? It's like somebody from China said, hey, America has a New Year and we don't have one. Oh, let's quickly copy that idea and then make it a festive season for us.
He later defended himself, saying the video was just
Joker,
set
what
up
other
on
surname would you
March
have if it's not
23rd.
Mr. Quinn?
Amos attracted more controversy. He uploaded a video criticizing the recently deceased Prime Minister of Singapore, Lee Kuan Yew.
Lee Kuan Yew, contrary to popular belief, was a horrible person and an awful leader to our country. He was a dictator, but managed to fool most of the world to think he was democratic. And he did so by still granting us the opportunity to vote, to make it seem like we have freedom of choice. However, during your rule, you control the entire media and education, proliferating nationalistic propaganda on a daily basis. Now, seeing what Lee Kuan Yew has done, I'm sure many individuals who have done similar things comes to mind, but I'm going to compare him to someone that people haven't really mentioned before. Jesus. And the aptness of that analogy is heightened, seeing how Christian seems to be a really big fan of him. They are both power-hungry and malicious, but deceive others into thinking that they are compassionate and kind. Their impact and legacy will ultimately not last as more and more people find out that they're full of bull. And Lee Kuan Yew's followers are completely delusional and ignorant, and have absolutely no sound logic or knowledge that is
It will be.
which Lee Kuan Yew very easily
Trust me, my dear, it will
similar
be.
to the Christian knowledge of the Bible and the work of a multitude of priests.
Amos was actually arrested for this and would be charged with the intention of wounding the religious feelings of Christians, obscenity, and threatening abusive or insulting communication, and would receive a 4-week jail sentence. He was jailed again a year later after he was arrested for making blog posts criticizing Islam. He served 6 weeks in prison for this. While there, he was visited by Melissa Chen, a US-based Singaporean activist who gave him documents that would allow him to leave Singapore and move to the United States.
Not
When he moved
Mr.
to the US, he was
Niper will
granted
not
asylum
be.
after it was ruled that he would face persecution if he returned to Singapore. Amos said that being granted asylum in the US meant he would be able to criticize the Singaporean government without fear of consequences, and planned to upload many videos to his YouTube
Yes,
channel on
Mom.
the subject. Knowing the Singaporean government couldn't stop him, it wouldn't take long for Amos to attract controversy of a much different kind, though. In November 2017, he uploaded 3 videos in which he expressed support for pedophilia. Unfortunately for Amos, his activity on YouTube did not go unnoticed by the American public. Harvard University cancelled
That one actually
was supposed to give.
doesn't
He
look
also
too
found
bad.
himself uninvited from other events he was due to speak at, and as such was not getting paid.
Maybe you should
This
try a
resulted
different
in him attempting
sampling
to get his
method.
Facebook followers to donate to him, as he said he did not want to get a job. Over the next year, Amos Yee would continue to face controversy due to his quite frankly disturbing content. with his
I
channel
refuse your
being
surname to be
demonetized
Mr.
in
Knife. Lisa
2018
shakes her head.
after the Toy Industry Association had paid for advertisement. Obviously,
Well,
Edward
it
Jordan
will.
had been appearing on
Well.
his videos. A month later, his YouTube channel was terminated for
How
violating
about-
the site's terms of service. Patreon
How
followed suit
about-
2 months later and banned him from their site as well. In December of that
He's
same
a
year,
wife.
his Facebook, Twitter, and WordPress accounts were also shut down. By this point, it was clear that the internet
the
was basically
hell?
trying to get rid of him, since no
Those are
social media
clearly
site
just
wanted
dogs.
someone like him operating on them. Despite all of this, after a 9-month hiatus in 2019, he stated in September of that year that he was planning on making a comeback with even more pro-pedophilia videos. Already at this point, it seemed that Amos rise out to people with his outrageous views. However, in 2020, they were engaging in the very acts.
Where are you going?
In October 2020, it was reported that he had been arrested on charges of
What
soliciting
have we
sex
got
from
here?
a 14-year-old girl. The thousands of
That
messages
looks
between
better.
the two
That looks better
revealed that
too.
The girl had told Amos many times that she was underage.
God, they
She
look
had
weird
contacted
though.
a group that hunted pedophiles, which led to his arrest soon after. He
How
originally
about-
pleaded not guilty to the charges, but later changed his plea to guilty in 2021 after accepting a plea deal that would see him sentenced to 6 years in prison, though he'll apparently be eligible for parole in 2023. There's a good chance that he'll be deported to Singapore upon his release. While many people there showed support for him during his time in jail when he was a teenager, it seems highly unlikely that his imprisonment will be protested if the Singaporean government decides to jail him once again. Due to his disgusting actions, it's fairly safe to say that nobody will be coming to Amos Yee's rescue this time, and that he's looking at a long time behind bars if the US government makes the decision to deport him. It turns out Austin Jones was not the first musical YouTuber to use his fame to take advantage of his young female fan base. Mike Lombardo was an American musician and YouTuber who made his name on the site uploading piano-based rock songs that he'd written himself. He'd also occasionally post tutorials, personal updates, and even music videos. Having gained a name for himself in the fairly early days of YouTube, he caught the attention of DTBA Records, and through them, he released his first studio album, Songs for a New Day, in 2010. He would continue recording over the next year, including a live album he recorded at a coffee shop in Philadelphia. As you can probably guess, Mike was not as big of a star as Austin Jones, and he never toured extensively, rarely played to large crowds, and also didn't get invited to Warped Tour like Austin. His channel also wasn't what you'd call big at 20,000 subscribers. While that's certainly not a small number, he wasn't a big name on
The
YouTube
Joker
as a
from
whole.
Batman,
Nevertheless, he still had a dedicated fan base.
the
Obviously made up
animated
of teenage girls.
series.
It's
Hang
obviously
on a
here
minute.
that becomes his downfall.
A
In December
CGI
2011, the FBI
image
raided
of the
Mike's
Joker
home
from
and
Batman,
claimed
the
he
animated
worked with the
series.
University of Boston student, but Mike, who at that
HD.
point was 23 years old, had arranged a New Year's Eve meeting with a 15-year-old girl who was planning to travel from her Indiana home to meet him. When the FBI interviewed the girl in question, she told them that she and Mike had exchanged photos with each other, and upon searching her phone, they found numerous nude photos of him. Other teenage girls came forward with information on their interactions with Mike, with one of them saying he had performed an obscene act over a webcam and tried to get her to do the same. FBI agents seized 4 computers, Mike's cell phone, a Motorola tablet, and a variety of hard drives and other storage devices from his home. He was held in police custody for 5 days.
These images
before
of the
being
Joker are
released.
pretty
In
good.
July 2012, the authorities would return, and Mike was arrested on 11 charges of soliciting CP.
Alright.
Mike's defense
Fuck
said
that.
his victims
That
had
does
been
not suit
blind
me.
when
Sickening,
he
Lisa.
asked them
Joker,
for
I won't
images.
accept that
As if
name
made
as
things
Lisa.
better. He also claimed that
Why?
he did what he did.
Oh, don't spew up on me, my dear. I just got this suit washed today.
Conversation between Mike and a 16-year-old girl in 2010, showing him telling her to delete the chat logs, saying, quote, "That's like 5
thought it
years
was
and 4
totally
years of
free.
process and
Rip off."
showing he was fully aware that
A
he was breaking the
CG
law, prosecution was pushing for him
a
to spend a maximum of
CGI
20 years behind
image
bars.
of
This was reduced to 5 years after a plea
the
bargain
Joker
with the FBI
from
that stated he had to hand
Batman.
over all his computers as well as his phone.
Batman, the
Mike began his
animated
sentence in
series.
2014.
The
And
animated
was released
series,
4 years later
1990,
in 2018.
92,
Since his release, Mike
HD.
Lombardo has disappeared from the spotlight, having no online presence at all, presumably because his parole probably prohibits him from owning a computer. The majority of his fans will have most likely moved on and forgotten about him now. These days, Mike
Don't want
Lombardo is a
too
relic
many
of YouTube's past,
steps.
and
I
considering
don't know what this is.
it's best that he stays there.
You. Oh, bats. I really am gonna have to hunt you down and kill you one of these days. What the?
David Rock was a Canadian
Thumb
YouTuber
up.
who operated under
Oh,
the
you
name
mean thumbs
David
up,
Farm.
Killabus
As the name of the
Termy?
channel suggests, he would
Thank
film
you.
videos showing his daily life working on his London, Ontario farm. He would also post
A
more
CGI
outlandish stunt-style
image
videos from time to time, which
of
definitely
the
helped
Joker
him gain
from
attention in the
Batman,
early days of YouTube,
the
to the
animated
point where he was
series.
actually one of the most popular
Animated
YouTubers in Canada
series.
at the time. This was especially impressive when you remember that he was much older
HD.
than the big stars of the time, such as Shane Dawson,
Bad
Smosh, and Fred.
settings.
So a YouTuber gaining a following on the site was, and more or less still is,
This
dominated by
shouldn't
teens
take
in their
long.
early 20s, was certainly unexpected.
Right, that
The
surname is
channel grew
pathetic
fast
and
and
dumb.
became highly profitable. At one point,
What's your problem, my dear?
11,000 to 16,000
Ugh.
Of course, like all famous YouTubers, the viewers became curious as to what David had been doing prior to his fame on the internet, and naturally began searching for information.
Oh,
Unfortunately, what they found in 2010 would be far more disturbing than what they had been expecting. In 1991, David was arrested for producing CP and also for having harmed at least one child. In total, David
What
pleaded
have we
guilty
got
to 7
here?
charges and spent 1 year in prison.
You
Upon the
follower.
information of David's
Yay.
past being made public, many of his subscribers were naturally disgusted to learn that the man who they'd been watching and supporting.
Okay, I seriously don't know, but what I just saw just then was really funny.
His actions, saying that he was suffering from manic depression at the time of the crimes, and that he had
You were
spent time
cream skinned.
relating
They can
them
turn
to
a white
science
person.
and
That's just so
terminated his
nice.
channel, violating safety guidelines, though he made another channel only days later.
Okay,
This
time to go
channel
on something on Google.
Shockingly,
Time for a laugh.
This would not be the peak of David's engagement, as 2 years later, he would once again find himself in the news. In 2012, David was once again arrested for possessing CP, though he claimed that these were just nudist videos and that there was no sexual content in the videos at all. In a 16:9 documentary made earlier that year, David claimed he was not a predator and instead referred to himself as a, quote, voyeur, and added that he had enough money to pay his victims to shut up if he was really a predator.
Are you a sexual predator? I absolutely say no. Don't call me a pedophile. Don't call me all other things. Call me a voyeur. That was what was wrong with me. I've been clean for 20 years. I wasn't doing this stuff all along. I hang out with women. I mean, this is why I have children. I like it's women I'm after, not children. I have lots of money. If I wanted to exploit children, I could certainly pay them to shut up or pay them to do whatever I wanted.
Not long after his arrest, his second channel was terminated for a copyright violation. I couldn't find any information on whether or not David went to prison in 2012 or for how long, but this would not be his final run-in with the law. In 2016, David was arrested after the authorities once again found inappropriate pictures of children on his property, this time being hidden under the rug in his barn. Having seemingly run out of excuses, David showed no remorse for his actions and pleaded guilty to the charges, which saw him sentenced to 9 months in prison. You'd think this would spell the end of David's time on the internet.
What
As of
the
this
heck is
video,
that?
he has once again returned to YouTube, although his views are nowhere near what they once were, implying that the vast majority of his old fans have either forgotten about him or don't want to support him. I personally am shocked that he's even on YouTube at all at this point. Many will say that he doesn't deserve his criticism because he's, quote, served his time. The problem with that is he's served his time at least twice for the same very serious offense.
As you are white now due to you being clumsy, Joker, and you fell in the acid that gave you that look. Joker was clumsy, which caused him to trip and fall into that vat of gross chemicals. You know nothing about my past, my dear. Absolutely nothing. My past is not your business.
Hughes is a YouTuber based alone in Canada. He originally started out being much more active on Instagram, where he gained some attention for his bizarre images of clay sculptures that he had created. These images were almost all obscene in nature, and it seemed that he was an artist who specialized on creating works with the intention to shock those who view them. Some shock artists do go too far, such as when YouTuber Mark McGowan conducted a piece of performance art in 2007 that he called Eating the Queen's Dog, in which he publicly consumed the meat of a corgi dog as a form of protest of a fox hunt led by Prince Philip. While Leighton's art was not that extreme, it did cause many people to wonder if there was something wrong with him. His YouTube channel was much tamer to begin with, as he would mostly just upload inoffensive claymation videos. While they weren't necessarily disturbing, they were quite violent, usually containing gratuitous elements of clay gore. The blood obviously wasn't real, and these characters featured in these videos were literally just clay, so there probably wasn't anything that sets off alarm bells for anyone watching. There's plenty of artists and animators who use blood and gore in their videos for dramatic effect, so Leighton's videos were nothing that most people hadn't seen before. Claymation videos did become much more violent and obscene as the years went on though, with Leighton making the kind of videos you'd see on gore sites. But again, this was with clay, so no one was actually getting hurt. Taking all of this into account, it was easy for most people to just dismiss Leighton as an edgelord who only made videos like this in hopes it would get a reaction out of people.
I'm glad I
He was also
don't.
known to have
I don't even give a
account
damn about your
where he
stupid
posted more of the
past.
same edgy images, including one of the character he made called Itchy the
You
Baby,
realize you'll
which
hurt
is
my
character
feelings,
inspired
my
from
dear, by
Dr.
talking like
Seuss's
that.
Town persona. Again, it's easy to just write this off as Leighton being the edgy teenager who probably walked around high school wearing a trench coat, saying how great Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold were. He took a break from producing any content for 2 years in 2017 and returned in 2019, announcing that he planned to upload a video of himself dancing while wearing clay breasts. By the way, he actually did upload this video, and I'm not showing it because I have a bad feeling it will get this video demonetized, and plus nobody wants to see this guy with his shirt off. From this point, he just continued posting more of his odd artwork, albeit now of a more sexual and violent nature. It really did seem like he was going out of his way to make everyone see him as a weirdo, and it was getting harder to tell whether or not
Funny
he was playing a character or if this was
cartoon
really who he
Joker
was.
Cousins.
In 2019,
Your future will just be as bad,
Recovered
just as
was
bad as your
a
past, Joker. At least
truly
it's Gals.
sick individual. He began uploading clay model images of himself abusing animals.
Oh no, my dear. I think my future's gonna be so much better. You'll see.
It was this tweet that foreshadowed just how bad he would become. He purchased 3 pet hamsters and posted a video of himself playing with them on his bed. The video itself isn't disturbing, but the description absolutely is. It read, pin stab, drowned, microwave. Next
A
day,
little
he uploaded
psychopath
a
on
video
YouTube.
in which he brutally tortured and killed 3 hamsters. The video was, of course, removed from YouTube for violating community guidelines. I have no idea if this video is still on the internet somewhere, and I have absolutely no intention of trying to find it. Needless to say, those who saw the video were horrified and outraged, and called for him to be reported to his local authorities. But due to his channel being so small, there wasn't enough of an uproar to really catch the attention of the police. Leighton was actually disappointed by this, as he clearly wanted people to be outraged by his actions and to be an infamous figure on the internet. This led to him re-uploading the video onto Reddit multiple times a year later in 2020. A week later, he was finally arrested and charged with 3 counts of animal cruelty. He was bailed only 3 days later, which many people were outraged by and led to them protesting outside the courthouse, clearly believing he should be jailed.
I really kind of hope that, the lawyers, the judges that are walking in can see that, this is something that matters. This is a horrific acts that he allegedly caused, with the video proof.
Some
and
horrible
with
people out there.
The gruesome Instagram and media accounts that depict hundreds of images of claymation, of rape, torture, murder, his kill kits online, and with claymation with him and a cat and a knife. It's one of those things that this is how do you. People that start with
What?
don't usually stop there. Obviously, I can't say that would happen for sure, but he obviously needs some psychiatric help, and the justice needs to step up. Because the lives of animals matter too, and keeping our community safe should be our priority.
His trial eventually went ahead in August 2021, where he was given an 18-month conditional sentence, which stated that he was banned from entering pet shops, was prohibited from using any form of social media, and must attend therapy. As of this video, his sentence is still in effect, meaning he hasn't been active on the internet at all in nearly a year.
He doesn't deserve to go
Terminated
on the
his channel
internet.
for violating the community guidelines. This is actually why I wasn't able to use much footage of his videos. That's probably for the best though, since I honestly think this sick bastard deserves to be forgotten, since quite literally everything he ever did online was to get attention through any
I
means
agree.
necessary.
He does
He didn't
deserve to
care
be
what he had to
forgotten
do
about.
as long as people noticed him. Well, it worked for a while when this sad, pathetic little man killed 3 defenseless hamsters, but I'm sure he realizes he can't pull anything like that again, since the authorities are now aware of him and will arrest him in a heartbeat if he harms any more animals on camera. I doubt he wants to go to jail because, well, just look at him. They'd eat him alive. Leighton, if you're watching this, do everyone a favor and stay off the internet forever, and get rid of that goofy-ass haircut, you cringy edgelord loser.
Get off my hand. Lisa uses her underhand and smacks him across the cheek. You have no right to do that, not with my consent. Okay then, my dear. May I please put my hand on your cheek?
He apparently got into the furry fandom after being introduced to it by his friend, Levi Dane Simmons, aka Snake Thing, who, as it turns out, is actually an absolutely awful human being as well. He isn't a YouTuber, hence why he doesn't have his own entry on here, but he's probably the worst person I've mentioned so far, as he's actually serving 25 years in prison right now for doing some disgusting acts with both animals and children. The fact that Joshua would associate with someone like him should serve as a bit of foreshadowing to what he himself is actually like. For the first few years on his time on YouTube as Kiro the Wolf, Joshua was only really well known in the furry community until 2017, when Shane Dawson was approached by his friend Ashley Fox to make a video in the furry community, and the furry who would be showcased in this video was Kiro the Wolf.
Okay, here is my plan. I want to talk to Kiro because I have a lot of questions, but also I'm just genuinely interested in this whole world. And I know a lot of you guys are probably judging this. I mean, it is weird, but I feel like maybe once you know more about it, then maybe we'll understand it more.
Shane even interviewed Joshua in the video, and one of the questions he asked was whether there was a sexual side of being a furry. Joshua confirmed that there is, but denied that he himself found any sexual gratification from being a furry.
You know, there's a big myth or stereotype, I guess, about furries, which is that it's a solely sexual thing. And a lot of you guys say it's not, right?
It's not. Honestly, the age variation in furries, it can go anywhere from a person from 12 years old to like 60 years old. There's a huge range of ages in here. So most of the furry fandom is not a fetish. There is a sexual side to it, but it's not that large.
That man just better
Most of
hope
us
he
do
did
it
not
for
get
like
eaten.
a hobby or a lifestyle.
Needless to say, Joshua appearing on Shane's channel led to a huge amount of exposure for him, with his channel going from 10,000 subscribers to 90,000 within a month, and over 100,000 by the start of 2018. People praised Joshua for shining a positive light on the furry community with his kind words.
Who knows
and
where
open
you have been?
personality.
You probably got germs
Unfortunately,
on being in
later
a
we
rusted,
revealed that
tatty,
Joshua was
old,
a fraud.
smelly hideout. Oopsie.
In September 2018, chat logs began making the rounds on Twitter, exposing a zoodonist, necrophiliac, and also pedophilic group of furries who were operating on the encrypted messenger app Telegram. One of the furries exposed in these chat logs was none other than Kiro the Wolf. Many of these screenshots show him chatting with Snake Thing, talking about engaging in obscene acts with dead animals. Joshua seemed to enjoy talking about engaging in disgusting acts with roadkill, talking about cub porn, and most disturbing of all, sharing videos of animal snuff films. Naturally, Joshua denied that it was really him in these screenshots
Oh, fucking
and
shit.
claimed he was hacked, and showed a
Bastard.
screenshot that apparently showed that his Telegram had been accessed by someone in Iran. However, people quickly figured out that he was lying, as the Kiro the Wolf account seen in the Telegram chat logs displayed far too many similarities to the Kiro being accused for it to be a coincidence. They displayed the same fetishes, lived in the same state, and bragged about how Shane Dawson's video had helped his channel grow. Perhaps the most damning piece of evidence shows him talking about a video he just made at the time, but hadn't uploaded yet, and shared a picture of the thumbnail. This would have to be a very good hacker for them to be able to have access to Joshua's PC, so that they could take a picture of the screen. There's also the stuff about his dog, who passed away in 2017, where he talks about it being in poor health at the time, and how he felt guilt over what he had done to the dog. Snake Thing, being the paragon of virtue that he is, reassured him that the dog forgave him, and probably enjoyed everything he and Joshua did together. Seriously, fuck this guy. Around this time, Shane Dawson...
I'm not yours, Joker. I don't belong to you.
It was more or less universally
What was
accepted
that?
Joshua was guilty of the actions he was
Picking up
accused
tea
of.
now.
Things got even worse when an account
Okay, then. You'll be home in a few minutes.
the same dog that Kira was talking about in the Telegram leaks, but he was discussing what he wanted to do to it. One of the pictures of the dog was also posted to Joshua's Furability account. He deleted the photo from this account, but by this point, he had already been caught out. With this, Joshua had no way of denying the allegations against him anymore. His associates that were actually exposed with him in these leaks were actually even worse than him. There's the aforementioned Snake Thing, who of course is in prison where he belongs now. But there was also Wolf, a Cuban zoophile who pleaded with Kiwi Farms not to dox him after they found out who he was. But once the farms discovers who a criminal is, they will dox them, which is exactly what they did to Wolf, leading to thousands of people in Cuba calling for his imprisonment. Though as far as we know, he's still free today. But considering how many people know exactly who he is and where he lives, they're most likely keeping a close eye on him. By far the worst person exposed
What breed of
to these
dog
leaks
is
was
that?
Tim Wayne.
Oh, it's a border collie.
Who has been making
Chinese
animals
crested.
stand on taking an immense amount of joy in what he does. These are the people Joshua...
Better go now, best friend.
These were his
Hope you
friends.
enjoyed the
I wish
stream.
I could finish this segment and say that Joshua